That was a big deal because it's not just for the royal people. They actually claim she was one of the first white European women to come up with a tattoo around the turn of the 20th. She had around 200 lovers in her lifetime, she said, they say. And it's debatable whether it was a lily or a rose. It was in a more intimate area. Over the 200 guys that got to see it either didn't know much about botany or didn't get a good look. Because it's debatable whether it was a lily or a rose. But she did have a little lily or a rose tattooed on her thigh. Another thing she is credited for is she invented the drink, the Manhattan.
Wow.
They say that's all young Jenny Jerome. When she got to Europe, if she drank in public as a royal female, time what's available is sweet wine or sweet vermouth. Everything else is men's stuff. Jenny was a fun-loving gal, drank a lot. Like her son to follow, was a rye whiskey fan. They say drinking all the real sugary alcohol, she's just having horrible hangovers constantly. She started pouring rye whiskey into her vermouth. She told everyone that where she was raised out in Manhattan, it was an acceptable drink for all aristocratic women. The president's wife, the Rockefellers, you name it, they're all drinking it. They bought her premise, so they started drinking Manhattans in Europe, those ladies.
About 3. Okay, you can come on down the road a little bit, Mike. Let's go down the road.
What about you, Mr. Alex? What do you got right there?
What do we got here? What kind of prints are those? It's like a javelina, but
No, it's
pretty
huge,
big.
yeah. I have no idea.
Kathy, stand by.
Like a deer?
You're going to see lots of cattle
Huge.
prints,
Yeah, there's
lots
cattle.
of deer,
Didn't Brad say?
Yeah, there were cattle.
lots
It
of
was like
rabbits and
this.
stuff.
It was
Jackrabbits
Oh,
are pretty
okay.
big. They're like the size of a small, medium dog. Yeah, all those animals I talked about all over here. Now, the animals really come alive early morning and in the evening. Some days we do see lots of stuff. Deers, jackrabbits and stuff, but you can never guarantee the sightings. That's what I tell people, because you never know where an animal's going to be. But I swear to God, this place is teeming with wildlife. Driving down the Oak Creek Canyon this morning, we saw deer.
There's a rabbit.
There's a jackrabbit.
Oh, there he is. You see him?
And so as we fly over,
It's a big guy.
one of the faster land animals in North America are jackrabbits. Average about 45 miles an hour on 6 speed. That's nothing compared to the Roadrunner, though. The fastest they've ever clocked a Roadrunner was actually 114 miles per hour. Fastest land animal in the world would be the Roadrunner, but they don't define it as a land animal because it's a bird, even though it's a flightless bird. And the
Dang
Roadrunner is the
Roadrunners.
last living member of the dodo family. So the only
Don't
dodo
get
left
me
in the world
started on the Roadrunner.
is a Roadrunner. It's not
Yeah.
as big as the cartoon would have you think. The coyotes don't have Acme product out here. But that also highlights the cartoons of the West. When you watch the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner cartoons, that is all Monument Valley. Warner Brothers had a cabin in Monument Valley, and they used that as a backdrop for all those cartoons. When you go to Monument Valley, people go, "Oh my God, it's just like the Roadrunner cartoons," because it's so familiar, because that's what they would use. Another thing that's familiar to people today is they did the Cars movie, Disney Cars. Radiator Springs is actually Seligman, Arizona. It's an old ghost town that's actually coming back. It's along Colorado on the Route 66. Today, when you drive into Seligman, people are like, whoa, because it's exactly what Radiator Springs was. They use that town as their model. So the gas station, the diner, all the stuff is just like it is in the cartoon. And people are blown away, and they actually say because of that cartoon, it brings people through because the kids want to see the town. When you leave these areas heading out towards the Grand Canyon, you drive right by it. And it's literally, when you're driving down, it's like 2 miles off the interstate. You just took a little loop through the little town. And so lots of people drive through it today, have lunch at the diner, look at the stuff. Really popular diner there that's real famous, and all the Colorado River guys, when they're done, they like to bring all the people into that diner in Seligman. When it's all said and done, we will be having a little picnic as well. We'll have some strawberries, pastries, orange juice, and champagne. Y'all get a brief history in Bluening, take part in a very traditional Irish toast. Second nationality to get into the Bluening after the French invented are the Irish. Like with most things the Irish do, They write lots of prayers, very superstitious folk, and they wrote a prayer for ballooning we use as a toast today. We like it a lot because out west you have a lot of Irish out here. And I'm coming pretty much right at you, Alex, so we're going to. I hope you guys did love it today.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like to hear. We still got the hard part, and we have to train all these monkeys to fly stuff. Never got a monkey to learn to land. That's why they say the monkey can fly. It takes skill to land. So until now, I was like glorified monkey. You can see how much bigger these baskets are too. These are 16 rated, so you see it's a lot bigger. And then you actually have less room. This is as large as they allow open gondola. Any bigger, it's partitioned. And then you have 2 to 3 people per compartment. What?
Do they take that many people at once?
Yeah, like how this one's rated for 7. We typically put 6. They'll actually usually run like 12, 14 in those 16 passengers.
But aren't you number 7? Or is it 7 passengers?
7 passengers plus the pilot. Yeah, whenever you have an aircraft saying passengers, never includes pilot. He's meant for equipment. So they're actually saying how many people can get in there with the pilot. So like you get in the little 4-man airplane, it's for 4 people plus the pilot because the pilot never counts as a passenger. And yeah, you know, we can put one more person in here, believe it or not. We do it all the time actually because I'm little, so they like to put. Usually though, it's when we have kids. You'll have like a family of 4 and then like a family of 3. But ballooning is a cuddle activity. That's why they say it's romantic. We're always cuddling up here. Yeah, right now, Alex, I think I'll be closer to you to the left of Phil or south of Phil, but I'm not sure. It's kind of zigzagging a little bit, so I could even be, you know.
See that footprint there? Looks like it's rained up here for
No, good out here.
Look at the little white flowers too.
Aren't they so pretty, darling?
And yeah, we don't get to fly out here every day. Every day's different, so it's always nice.
That's
Out here at
gorgeous
the
out
rim,
there.
people love it out here.
Yeah.
Coxcomb's always fun too because you can see the back end's real solid because it got a lot of lava, and then you can see as the lava plopped out and got thinner and thinner, creating the pillars up front.
Just with the pink flowers. Just looking at the cacti.
And the cacti,
Yeah.
look for the cactus. The yellow flowers are called Indian paintbrush. The little white flowers, they call it filleries because as it fills in everywhere. The roundy trees are juniper trees. Got the berry that we use to distill the gin product.
Yeah, but that's what Road has a juniper IP. This is what they use.
And then they say that the Sedonans were the ancient Indians that were here long before Apaches ever showed up, used to use it as a headache remedy, the bark. So people like to say that the king will give you a headache to take it away. And then we have little skinny pine trees, which are the pinyon pine trees.
Nice shot.
That's the tree that gives us pine nut. You ever wonder why pine nut costs so much? Those trees actually are tiny. They only produce nuts about every 3 to 4 years.